Hey real fam, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. And of course my new subscribers, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. Welcome to the family. And if you're here and you haven't subscribed and it's your first time, do not worry, you're gonna love it here, so you might as well just subscribe. All right, so today is a Sunday. Well, it might be any other day when you're watching this. It's still relevant, so do not go anywhere. So usually on Sundays we do the self-care Sundays where we take care of self. So it is important to take care of self. It is important for you to make time for you, whether it's by pampering yourself, whether it's by taking care of your face, your body, your mind, whatever it is important for you to do that. Trust me, it is good. It's a good plug that you need for you, because so many times we care about other people but we forget about self. And it also helps you to be rejuvenated, and it also helps you to recharge so that you can get ready for like the next week, and take up space, if you know what I mean. All right, so today it's a little bit different. We're not actually sharing anything about a facial routine or a bathtub, all of the videos that I've actually done. So if you haven't watched those, I'll link one here and then you can go watch it. And yeah, when you obviously done watching this video. So yeah, today I want us to really dwell much into I think some kind of a personal talk. I want to get a bit personal. I want to have, like, call it a girl talk, but even guys are actually affected by this. So I want us to talk about how your confidence should not be determined by what others have to say about you, and what to take and what not to take. So it is important for you to somehow find your own ideal space in terms of how you deal with things, how you take up space. There should be a specific way in terms of dealing with something, and of course responding to what the society have to say, because most of the time there are people that are affected by what others have to say. And the challenge is that if you allow that to happen to you, then it's a problem, because what happens if the society is actually negative all the time towards whatever that you might say, or whatever that you put out there, or even yourself, the kind of person you choose to be? What if people are different? Are you gonna allow that to affect you? And are you gonna be miserable just because someone else feels like you are not the big deal, or all of that? It could be a lot of things. And of course today, if I'm not mistaken, is International Mental Health Day. I hope I'm right, correct me if I'm wrong on the comment section, of course. So this also goes with the issue of how people can how we find people that are so depressed about things that are happening in their life, depressed about social media dilemmas, depressed about problems that they have in life, and anxieties, like there's just a lot of things. And suicidal thoughts. There are those people that are actually committing suicide. And I have someone that I personally know. There's this little girl that I love so much, and lately she's been posting statuses that are very suicidal, and I try by all means to engage in all that. And sometimes we ignore such things, and those are the signs that one should actually look into, so that one can actually get help. So yeah, but anyway, let me not dwell much into that, and let me tell you the inspiration especially for this video. So I've been binging on Maya Angelou's videos. So the late Maya Angelou, that is an amazing author, and she's a doctor. She knew about 6 to 7 languages. She wrote over 30 books or something, 30 or 60, somewhere there. So She is an amazing poet. I love poetry, by the way, and I once tried it, kind of tried it when I was still in high school, but yeah, well, I don't know, it faded away. But anyway, I guess I found myself, but I still love poetry. So she is my inspiration, especially for this video. And this morning, actually, before I woke up, I was still going through some of her videos, and I'm so inspired by her story and the kind of transformation that you know, she got to have throughout her story. So I'm gonna just share a brief summary. I'm gonna try to be as brief as possible because her story is just too powerful. So I advise you to either go and get her books or just go into YouTube. You will find all, you know, videos about Maya Angelou. It won't take you time until you actually get to understand the power of this woman, how words are so powerful, and how, you know, her poems are just breathtaking. Anyway, so a brief of her story. So Maya Angelou grew up with his her brother, and they actually were raised by her grandmother. And I think when she was around 7 years, they moved back to staying with their mother, who, you know, was just too busy and all that. And it happened that the Maya's mom, the boyfriend, actually raped Maya Angelou. So after he raped her, Maya Angelou didn't tell anyone, but the brother, whose name was Billy, was very close with Maya. So Maya was able to trust Billy and tell Billy that you know, my mom's boyfriend is the one who actually raped me. And of course, the Billy told the mom and the uncles and all that. And I think after a couple of days, it was found that this guy was actually beaten up and killed some way. So it is suspected that it might have been the uncles and everything. So what happened is that Maya Angelou started feeling guilty that actually I'm the one who actually killed this person, which means that I'm at fault. So what she ended up doing is to keep quiet for like 6 years. So she was mute for 6 years, not talking, because she felt like her words were killing. So she blamed herself for the murder or the killing of that man who actually raped her. So for six years she didn't speak. So she went back to staying with the grandmother. They went back there, and obviously after the 6 years everything changed. And obviously the grandmother has always supported her and has always believed that Maya will speak when she's ready. She was laughed at, people thought she was crazy, that she was not speaking and everything. And of course, you might be out there going through something or having had an experience that might have, you know, got you so depressed, or not, you know, not being able to know what to do, you know, because of what you have experienced. You know, maybe you might have been raped and that changed your life completely. So there are different ways in how, you know, people deal with things. But now, without, you know, dwelling much into the story, what inspires me is the fact that Maya ended up finding her voice. And she found her voice by obviously being guided through by, you know, people around her, people that loved her, and also by discovering what she loves the most, which is now where I'm coming with my points. All right, so hang in there, don't go anywhere. So she discovers herself, she found her voice through poetry. So she started now not just writing poetry, but she started speaking it, because one of her teachers told her that the only way you will fall in love with poetry is when you read it out loud. So yeah, basically where I'm going with this, guys, is that when you find what you are capable of doing or what you love the most, nothing can actually stop you from achieving that. Nothing can stop you from finding your voice, you know, regardless of what you might have went through. Because, you know, sometimes we feel like, oh, you know what, I've failed in life and I cannot amount to anything, or people might have told you that you cannot amount to anything. But I can tell you right now that if you find your voice, if you find something that you love the most, then nothing can stand in your way, no matter what people say. And talking about Maya Angelou, there is this words that she said, and I think that was very powerful. And what she said, and Oprah Winfrey also always repeats this when she has a shows and everything. She says that in life you have to have that place in your heart that no one else, like no one, not your mother, not your father, not anyone, not your friend, not anyone can invade. That space that is for you and your God. The space where, like for example, people might come and try to criticize you. People might come and try to make you feel small and make you feel like you cannot amount to anything. But they cannot touch that place, that certain place. So that is that powerful place that you need to actually take into account or hold dear, because no one can touch it. So it's like, that there are people that come into our lives and hurt us and everything. But when you have that place that no one can touch, that it means that you still have the power. That is a place for you and God. So when all the things happen, when everything breaks loose, when everything happens, you get to go to your sacred space and get that that specific place and communicate to God and become better, or deal with whatever, because I feel like that's how you get to regain your power, you regain your strength as a person. So a few days ago I shared a post on Facebook, and I said your confidence should not be defined by the amount of likes that you get on your pictures, for example. And I had so many people commenting and agreeing with that statement, and I actually posted it because I also agree with it. And I won't stand here or sit here and act like I haven't posted a picture and then because it didn't get likes or any comments, I just left it like that. There was a point where I took it out and actually replaced it with a new picture. I think you can relate. Someone who's watching this now can actually relate. Someone out there can actually relate, because we have all been there. So I'm not gonna stand here or act like I'm perfect and it never happened to me. It happened. That is what we call social media dilemma. Those are the dilemmas that we go through. But now I want to dwell much into the fact that the attitude of posting, and posting with an intention that I want people to approve me, I want people to validate what I have posted, then that is where I have a problem. I know that when you start, when we were excited about the start of social media, how you can do so many things on it and whatnot. It was okay, you were still getting a hang of things. But now when you know exactly what happens on social media, it's important for you to know what you're doing, how you're doing it, why you're doing it. So for example, when you post something, whether it's a video or a picture or whatever it is, it's important for you to make sure that you approve it before someone else. You approve it before anyone else can approve. When you leave your house and go, whether you're going to work or you're going whatever, and you look into your mirror and look at yourself and you feel like, no, damn, I look good, I look amazing. You get out with an approval from yourself to say, I'm looking good, I am fine, and then when you get out already, you are on point, and you are not waiting to get someone to actually tell you that, hey honey, sister, you look amazing, you're beautiful. So my point is, let's not allow people to validate how we should live our lives, how we should look and everything. So this brings a question of, not a question, but this also brings into my attention the fact that if you're not confident with yourself, it's easy for the world to just crush on you. It's easy for the world to just dictate how you should live your life, or how you should do whatever in this life. So hence I'm saying that make sure that whatever that you do, you get to validate yourself, you get to approve yourself. So the story of Maya Angelou inspires me to also understand the power of words, the power of people around you, the power of saying hi to a person, greeting a person, because you don't know, you might be greeting a person and they might have been through the worst day ever, but just by greeting them with a smile, you just make their day. So what I'm saying is that there are people that come into your life to inspire you. So those are the people that you constantly have to carry with you, and you don't necessarily allow them to control how you should live, but their inspiration or their words of wisdom, their positive words to you should be a power for you to keep going, to see the right path, to actually be grateful, and to get that assurance that whatever that you're doing great. And it's not an issue of you allowing them to validate or control how you should live, but they're actually adding a cherry on top of what is already there. So God has blessed you with a purpose, and you took that purpose and believed in it, and after believing in it, what did you do? God allowed the universe, the world, to actually see the power that you have. And what happens? God sends all those people to come and say, hey sister, you're doing amazing. You're doing amazing. So it is important to understand the difference, that there are people that come into your life to actually give you that boost, to say, keep going, and God sends those people. And there are those that will try to control how you should live your life. So you have to be very careful with that, and also allow yourself to take charge of how you should live your life. So your confidence is not determined by what people have to say about you. So knowing your worth, knowing yourself, and knowing what happens around you is very important. I hope that this video was informative to you. I think it's a video that I've been meaning to do, and I'm inspired by it, and I'm inspired by the confidence that I have to allow myself to spread the word, to allow myself to be a testimony to a lot of these things. Because a lot of times I know that I've passed through the stage where things were just not great, and I was just allowing people to dictate how I should live. But now with the experiences, I come back to say, no, that didn't work, that wasn't right, and hence I talk to you right now, and I'm able to freely share this with you. Because you know what, here's the thing, real talk, it's about the real deal. Okay, so I can never come to you and share something that I do not have an idea on or an experience on. I might not have full experience. I might maybe be telling a story about someone, like for example what Maya Angelou experienced. I didn't experience rape and all that, but I can relate, and I can draw inspiration from their story. That's why I get empowered, and that empowerment ends up what? Transforming me and transforming you. And yeah, we get empowered. I'm joking. We get empowered, and we get transformed by these stories. Like I always say, well not always, but like I have this quote that says, your story might not be my story, but through our stories there's something to learn and take, and there's something that we can learn and be drawn to and inspired by. So yeah, that is it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that it actually touched something in your heart, and I hope that you will get out of here and do something great, and regain your confidence and claim back your confidence, and not allow people to actually take charge of your life. So remember that you are the one who approves. All right, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and yeah, please do make sure that you don't leave without subscribing. Actually, you don't have to leave because the next video is coming. You can just click on that video right there. Thank you so much. I love you always. Mwah.